Hello dear students. In the previous class we had discussed about the anaerobic carbohydrate metabolism. So next we shall discuss about the aerobic carbohydrate metabolism. So the degradation of glucose under aerobic conditions, not only it forms pyruvate, but in the cells the oxygen is used completely to oxidize the pyruvate to three molecules of carbon dioxide, and also it provides the additional intermediates which are important in the metabolism. So the conversion of pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A is the first step in the metabolism. So next let us discuss about the TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle or citric acid cycle, or it is also called as the Krebs cycle. So this TCA cycle or citric acid cycle, so it entirely takes place in the mitochondria. So in addition to oxidation, so the pyruvate also converts into the acetyl coenzyme A. So this reaction continues through the several intermediate steps, and finally it will going to form L-malate. So here the pyruvate undergo oxidation to form the acetyl coenzyme A. So next let us move on to the TCA cycle. So in the step 1, so the acetyl coenzyme A, it condenses with the oxaloacetate and followed by the hydrolysis gives the citrate. So in the second step, so the citrate which is formed in the step 1 is isomerizes to isocitrate through the successive dehydration with an enzyme called as the aconitase enzyme. So here you can see the citrate formed in the step 1, which undergoes isomerism to form the isocitrate through the successive dehydration. So first it will form the cis acotinate, okay, in presence of the enzyme acotinase. So then it further gets dehydrated again in the presence of the enzyme acotinase to form the isocitrate. So next we shall move on to the step 3. So in step 3, so the isocitrase formed in the step 2, so it undergoes oxidative decarboxylation. Oxidative decarboxylation in presence of an enzyme called as isocitrate dehydrogenase to form alpha ketoglutarate. So here the Na plus gets reduced into NADH. So isocitrates undergo, so this is called as the oxidative decarboxylation. So when citrate undergoes oxidative decarboxylation in presence of isocitrate dehydrogenation, so it will form alpha ketoglutarate. So in the next step, so that is step number 4. So the alpha ketoglutarate, so which is formed in the third step, so which undergoes the oxidative decarboxylation to form the succinyl coenzyme A. So this reaction is catalyzed in presence of an enzyme called as the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme. So in step 5, so the succinyl coenzyme A, it undergoes cleavage to form succinate in presence of the enzyme succinyl coenzyme A synthetase. So the succinyl coenzyme, it undergoes cleavage to form succinate, and it is catalyzed by the succinyl coenzyme A. So in presence of the GDP, so that is guanosine diphosphate, so it gets phosphorylated. So this guanosine diphosphate gets phosphorylated into guanosine triphosphate, and this succinyl coenzyme will undergo cleavage to form succinate, to form and also the coenzyme A. So in step 6, so the succinate which is formed in the step 5 undergoes dehydrogenation in presence of the enzyme succinate dehydrogenase to form fumarate. Okay, so succinate undergoes dehydrogenation to form the fumarate. So in presence of succinate dehydrogenase, so the FAD gets reduced into FADH2. So in the step 7, so this fumarate undergoes the hydration in presence of the enzyme called as the fumarase to form the L-malate. So that is the fumarate, so it undergoes hydration. Okay, so when it undergoes hydration in presence of the enzyme fumarase, so it forms the L-malate. So in the last step, so that is in the step number 8, so the L-malate which is formed in the step 7, it undergoes dehydrogenation in presence of the enzyme malate dehydrogenase to form oxaloacetate. Okay, so this oxaloacetate which is produced in the step 8, so it again this oxaloacetate condenses with another molecule of the acetyl coenzyme A, and again it commences the cycle once again. Okay, so the oxaloacetate which is produced in this last step, so this oxaloacetate again it will going to condense with one more molecule of the acetyl coenzyme A. So again the cycle will get commences. Okay, so next let us see the overall reaction of the citric acid cycle, how it can be represented. So this is the overall representation of the citric acid cycle. So this acetyl coenzyme A, it undergoes in addition to oxidation. So this acetyl coenzyme A, so this acetyl coenzyme A, so it converts into the two molecules of carbon dioxide. So this again combines with the oxaloacetate, and the cycle will going to continue. So here you can see the citric acid cycle. So this acetyl coenzyme A, okay, so in presence of citrase synthase enzyme, so this acetyl coenzyme A converts into the citrate. So the citrate in presence of aconitase enzyme, it isomerizes into isocitrate. So this isocitrate dehydrogenase enzyme, so this isocitrates will convert into alpha ketoglutarate. So this alpha ketoglutarate in presence of the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenation enzyme, so it converted into the succinyl coenzyme A. So this succinyl coenzyme A in presence of the succinyl coenzyme A synthetase enzyme, it converted into the succinate. So the succinate in presence of succinate dehydrogenase converted into fumarate. So this fumarate undergoes hydration to form the malate in presence of malate dehydrogenase enzyme. So this malate So it converts into oxaloacetate. So this oxaloacetate again it combines with the acetyl coenzyme A to form the citrate. So like this the cycle will going to continue.